Genesis 4:17. Cain lay with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city, and he named it after his son Enoch. In here, it's amazing, okay? Cain already built a city. That's amazing. Second thing is, Cain named his son Enoch. You know, Enoch in Hebrew is a kind of trained, dedicated, or disciplined. This kind of so different because his father named him God give me a boy. His mother named him God give me a boy. But the way he named his son is totally out of blue, I think it's out of blue. Because what trained? Trained what? And who training you? And what kind of training? Discipline. Discipline is like you have a group organization, you have certain rules you to obey. It's well organized. So what Cain did or he experienced is total different things than I think previous culture, previous tribe. Also right here, it didn't mention Cain's wife's name. In Bible, a lot of times sometimes they recall father and mother's name, sometimes they don't. So obviously in here, Cain's wife doesn't really matter. He can lay with multiple women, but he needs a wife, which means that's a social structure. That's the structure of the king and the queen. So his Cain has a kid, and his kid is legit from a wife. Give him a kid. So that's the purpose. I guess that's the purpose. They didn't record anything about the wife's name, because after that there is someone married with someone married with someone. Yeah. So maybe his wife's side is weak. It's not that important in the society. Didn't give much kind of impact, so lost the name. But anyway, man has to lay with women to give a birth. Indeed, you can do it in the tube, but it's not laid and give a natural birth. It's you made a kid, but you're not laid with to have a kid. That's the purpose. Second thing is, in ancient time, how hard it is to make a city. I check really old ancient time, the city setting. There is a public bathroom, there is a sewing system, there is a square, there is a city wall, all kinds of setting. Then you can consider a city. So obviously Cain can do it by himself. Cain needs a lot of people follow him to do it. So I think the settlement was big. And when Cain had a crime, if he get a kick out by himself, he definitely cannot survive. So he said, my punishment is too hard, right? So God said, you will be wonder, and nobody can kill you. So with this kind of promise, he brought, I think, a chunk of a tribe followed him to the east of the Eden. And at this moment, he left God's presence. So if he left God's presence, how could he has such knowledge, such capability to build a city? That time, old time people, you need to like a measurement, you need to a big stone, because the Sumerian, I saw those kind of temple, those kind of building, huge. They are huge. Looks like not for human. They kind of really tall, really big. So you need a certain technology beyond us, beyond that time to do it. even you have wood, but I don't think that area has a huge wood and a lot of tree bark to make a ropes. So I think God or angels or he send God has some kind of protection for him to go with him. Also, ancient time people may still have certain capability to use their willing power. I feel like ancient time people has a lot of mystery things. They can use willing power to do it, but not physical power. So Cain, under the instruction of God, servants or angels, and during that time he made a city, and all after he had kids. So during he had kids, whatever, he made a city. So after his kids born, he used a kid's name because he tried to remember this event. It's very memorable. You are trained, you are dedicated, and you are disciplined, which means the whole group of people, they're working for one thing. They're like a soldier, like a military. They're working for one thing under the God's or God's servants leading. That's, I believe, this sentence try to write. Yeah, it's amazing. You get a kick out by yourself to make a city. It's impossible. But if you kick out, but you leave with a chunk of a people, and you have heaven's help to make a city, it is not that easy to gather material, because I don't think heavens will do the third job for you, but they will help you to use the knowledge in you and to train you to organize all the things to build a city for them and for Cain to make a new settlement. Yeah, the ancient time people, they gave names or name something. They try to memorize something or try to tell people something. So you can, in the Indian culture, you can see like some chief call themselves Great Feather or Great Bear, whatever. That's to memorize. They killed a big bear, or they have a good like a shooting skill. They shoot a really fast eagle or something, use the tail, Great Feather as their symbol. So when Cain used his son's name to name the city Enoch, he's full of proud. He's try to tell people something. So let's see what is trained, what is dedicated, what is disciplined. In my view, Cain actually has a army, not just couple soldiers. He has a dedicated, which means he has certain amount of soldier, full-time soldier. They don't need to do anything else, just soldier. See, like in ancient time, a lot of soldiers, they are actually peasants. Slaves are peasants, and they just, most time they're doing the labor work. Then when need to battle, they get the stick, get the axe, get spear, whatever. But in order for you to have a dedicated soldier, basically you need 10 family to have one soldier. So that make a balance, make kind of the social structure, the work, everything is not collapse. So Cain has a certain amount of a dedicated soldier, and they are trained. Then right here, who trained them? Because you can't just say, okay, though I have a couple of people, throw the spear, throw something to them. No, you need a certain ways, certain fighting technique, whatever, and the certain formations, right? also another thing is, even you have dedicated soldier, you have a well trained, but without discipline, those soldiers actually worse. They're worse than a bandit, pirate, worse than pirate. So he tried to tell the people is, I can manage them. I have a certain law, certain regulation to make them follow the rule, and that they never betray me. That's a full of a message. I try to tell people just through the city. So this city, I named it, use my son's name, but actually I try to remember, try to let you guys know, I have a group of a military soldier. They are well trained, they are dedicated, and they have discipline. So you know what? If you try to mess with me, I gonna mess with you, period, and without hesitation. Because in ancient time, if you try to call those peasants, call those slaves, call each small family, try to fight, you need a time, you need a preparation. But when you have a dedicated soldier, you have no time, just blow the horn, then just fight. That's it, simple. So he's kind of like a thunder, speeding, kind of like a speeding process. So that's King try to tell surrounding. Yeah. Right now, I try to figure out why God want to drive King out of his from his original settlement. I think about it. Firstly, when you think God is Almighty, He knew everything, He predict everything. What? So He sees King has the potential. King has all kinds of skills, right? And He made him. I was saying it's a setup. He made him falling the crime to kill his brother. So he has no way to return, and so he let the king cast out. But king he can bring some his servant, his follower, whatever his people, right? So at this moment, king he's started a brand new culture, a total brand new culture, because when King used the name, his son's name is trained, dedicate, discipline, whatever. Well, you have to see you have to compare with something. You have to white, then you have a black, right? You have up, you have down. So you have to have something untrained, very sloppy. You have something not dedicated. So you have something not disciplined, lazy, and disorder, whatever. So I was suspect that Adam, his first settlement is a bunch of barbarians. They don't have any organized skills. They're just two barbarians. So I think Abel still loved to hunt, loved the meat, use the meat to give to God. But Cain already developed through the knowledge, through fruit, wisdom fruit. He developed certain knowledge and certain structure. He used the corpse, all those veggies, whatever, replace the hunting. So he started to develop a new culture, I would say either a military culture, a feudal culture, or because when you have a city, you are very highly civilized. You have a settlement, it's not that civilized, but you have a city, you need a city wall, you need to organize, you need to logistic, you need to security, you need to shift, all kinds of things. So I think King has such a potential. So that's the reason God just wanted him leave the previous settlement. But you need some reason. You need something, no returning reason. So that's, I believe it's a setup. It's made him jealous, whatever, made him angry. And so Cain, he bite the hook. Then after he bite the hook, God said, okay, you're out. Then, you know what? I have helpers for you. So he sent helpers, let him start his new company. And he ran this company well. And at this time, Cain, he look back, think about, the old city, old settlement is very sloppy, is kind of like unworthy. So, you know what? I name my son, name my city, the same name is trained, dedicate, discipline. I'm so proud of myself. I have a city, and everybody can remember this city. Then you can remember my son, remember me. That's my achievement. I believe that's the message and God behind this. Genesis 4:18. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad was the father of Mehujael, and Mehujael was the father of Methushael, and Methushael was the father of Lamech. Well, firstly, I think my pronunciation for Mehujael and Methushael may not that correct, but that's you can check Bible, or you can find the 100% pronunciation. But does that matter? Not really. Only draw my interest is first we can see everything through the name changes. Firstly, draw my interest is Irad, Enoch, his son Irad. In Hebrew, you use a certain word to describe this person. So maybe when they were born, or before they fully grow, they don't have a formal name or documented. They maybe just call them Dada, Aka, whatever, those things. But after that, they were given a formal name. So his formal name is Irad. Irad is first meaning in Hebrew is a wild ass. What means wild ass? Wild ass is like full of energy, and that his behavior is very out of people's imagination, right? Also, another meaning is called the heap of the empire. That means something. I highly believe he is the military leader, and he led the army everywhere and expand the empire. And because heap is a stack of stone, a stack of something. So they put the mark everywhere he conquered. So or even pyramid he did. So he is the wild ass, full of energy, and the military took the military parts from his father Irad and Enoch. So Irad, he leads the military and conquer the land. And his son is Mehujael. Mehujael is, I think under that kind of circumstance, which means the whole big empire really doesn't need him to worry about anything, because I don't think he has such duty to do it. It's the life is peace. I think the whole empire is in a very united, not much things to do. So, when people, it's kind of not much things to do, what are you going to do? You're going to find something, go to church, right? Or go read a book, or do some painting, whatever, something. So in here, his name means who claims God, which means, well, that's the only direction he can go. He will spend his extra energy. Allow him. He doesn't need to worry about life. Doesn't need to worry about the management, the country, whatever. He just claim to God. Then his son seems like their lifestyle their lifestyle changed, nutrition changed, everything changed, everything went stable. So his son, I think, is the longest living in the Bible history. I think they say like 969 years, something. And his meaning is a longest life and extension of God, because when we see like a God, see gods, we not see, the first thing we not see their abilities. We see how long they lived, 20,000 years, 40,000 years, long live, So our human first desire to live long, because what? Because we never got the wisdom fruit. Now we got a wisdom fruit, but we never get the life fruit. So what we don't have, what are we looking for? Because God has something we don't have it. What? The life. So we not worship the wisdom parts. We worship the parts we don't have. So that's the meaning. That's, I think, after that, Lamech. Lamech is, I think, the whole country, all the resource, all the peace, everything is so kind of like on the track. So at this moment, Lamech became the meaning of, he's the beginning of livestock. There is a farmer animals, but they are not that kind of livestock. But after Lamech, he spent more time, he may be the leader of those kind of research. So we develop a really, truly livestock. And he's the musician, first musician, because there is no war, there is sufficient resources, there is music came from the what? Came from the math, came from the harper, those kind of, I believe, in Greek. So I think people, only when you are bored and you are peace, you start to thinking something else. And he's the first metal worker. So I think it takes really, really long time, generations for people's habit change, and for those kind of wisdom fruit start to grow within us. And all those things that came from wisdom fruit, not came from natural, because you see like those barbarians or those people live in the jungles, those monkeys. Well, after 20,000, 40,000, 100,000 years, they still monkey. They never develop any words, any music. Only thing monkey can communicate is just wave the tail. Oh yeah, actually I saw some like a very interesting thing. So when old monkey died, some monkey will put the old monkey bury in the ground, but only leave a tail outside. Then when the wind blow, the tail kind of moved, so they believe the monkey is alive. So they dug the monkey out, pet the monkey, cry, whatever. Then the monkey still died. Then put it back, do it again until it decomposed. So it's very interesting, yeah. But that's the only thing they can develop. I think that's the hardest parts they can develop. They don't have anything go detail, like a livestock, like music, like a metalwork. Those things apply into the life. They never had it. So I highly believe our human civilization starts with the wisdom fruit, came under God's or heaven's instruction, from the military, from architecture, from the farmer things, everything step by step. That takes generations, at least, let's say, from Enoch to Lamech. I was thinking, well, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 generations. At least 200 years, I think. Genesis 4:19. Lamech married 2 women, one named Adah, and the other Zillah. In here, the first time, right? Lamech married 2 women. It didn't say Lamech has 2 wives, but no, actually later it said the wives. But at least right here, after so many generations, I believe the human population start to getting more. So Lamech get a capability to pick more women. Otherwise, women will be really strategic resources in the tribe. Not many. You only allow have one or some none. That's right here. Lamech married 2 women because his father, and the grandfather, everybody, they conquer the empire. They start to give him a chance to be the father of the music, the livestock, and the blacksmiths, right? Metal work. So he got those kind of leisure things. So he definitely had a chance to get more women. So one named Ada. Ada in the Hebrew is I think is adoring or ornament, that kind of meaning. So which means she's beautiful. She's very beautiful. Also, her behavior is more like it could be decoratable, could be like a standardized. So I think Ada will be more educated and not educated. What should I say? From a would be like a more queen type. So this kind of wife. That's but another wife is called Zillah. Zillah is a kind of shade, or I think Zillah is. I think it's more shade like it, but Zillah is more, I think, a protection or shade, that kind of things. So I think Zillah is more second wife, or she's more beautiful, or more fun, or kind of like a something other she doesn't have it. So see, like in here, human, when they got a chance, they have a wild selection for women, and that not just come from Lamech. It came from actually from Adam. That's what I read from some document talk about the first women Adam he had is named Lilith, and the second one named Eve. But there is nothing in the Bible. It's just like Adam gave his wife name Eve because he's the mother of all beings. But it didn't say the first woman he laid his wife, I think. So that's in here. Like we can see, after many years, human population reach certain level, reach certain numbers, and allow the human to have more wives. Also, I think by the nature, I don't think loyalty is in our nature, because of the wisdom fruit, because of the good and the evil. So these kind of separation, this kind of selection, and this kind of battle always actually bouncing back forth within our mind, our emotional selections. So just like Adam, he has the original one, but you know what, eventually he found a different one. Or Lamech, he got a ordinate, that's kind of like statue-like, that beautiful, that kind of type character, right? Then he got a total different type of women. He wants a total different things. And ask yourself, ask everyone, if you have that kind of dream, or you have that kind of thoughts often. So it's our nature, human nature.